The original idea was for you to talk about the things that you had learned in rehab that actually worked. And then we sort of morphed it into memes that matter. Little 1 or 2 sentences that actually have real meaning. They're not just trite. So
quotes that I picked up along the way.
Yeah. Now, the stuff that I found was freaking hilarious.
I know.
Unfortunately, it's not advice that doesn't suck. It's mostly just funny stuff.
You'll be adding some of those in there, though, just for the humor.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. What we think or what we know or what we believe is, in the end, of little consequence. The only consequence is what we do. John Ruskin. Most of these I either got out of the rehab that I went to or during my drug counseling from Pam. So the very beginning ones are all about following through and actually doing it. If you are in your addiction right now and you're contemplating getting out of it, do it. The more you sit and contemplate, the days, the months, the years, they're going by. You're wasting all of them. And you look around and your kids are old. Now you have grandkids. Everybody else just graduated from school and you still haven't done any of it because you've been chasing the dream all over town.
Wow, the dream?
The dream. That's what you call it now? That's what I used to call it, chasing the dream.
Wow.
No, it was a nightmare.
I remember seeing you living
the dream. It was a nightmare.
I remember seeing you living the dream. You mostly drooled on yourself.
There was a lot of that. Okay, my next quote, like I said, the first ones are all about doing, actually getting up and following through with the real dream of experiencing reality. Like I always say, reality is a whole new adventure.
Being a real boy?
Yeah. Grow up and be a real boy. The way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. Walt Disney said that.
He'd know about a real boy.
He would know about a real boy. That's perfect. To get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. That might be go into rehab or put the pipe down. It might be one of those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But you know what? You get something you never had before. Probably a life. Maybe a job. Maybe a family. It'd be a miracle. If you really want something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse.
Wow, that's everybody.
And that's
not addicts.
Powerful.
Yeah,
that's just a powerful thing. If you know somebody who's just giving you excuses for all the stuff they won't do, throw that at them. It's just like chasing the dream, just like looking for drugs. If you really want them, you'll find them. If you really want alcohol, you'll find it. If you really want a party, you'll find it. If you really want trouble, you'll find it.
Yeah.
If you really want sobriety, you'll find it. If you really want to not go to jail, you'll find it. If you really want to not be dead, you'll find that too.
Yeah. You want to see a person motivated? Find somebody who's drug sick. They are motivated.
And that's exactly true. Anybody who's heroin sick and looking for to make sure they don't get the withdrawals, yeah, those people are determined. They will find exactly what they're looking for. And no excuse will work for them. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill.
Well, he did it.
Right?
Yeah, you study his life, which I have done. That guy was amazing. And he had failure after failure after failure, but he won a world war. Right,
exactly. And if we break that down, the very first part of it is success is not final. Just because you find success doesn't mean that's where it ends. You have to continue to strive for success, and you have to continue to work at success, especially in recovery. It's an everyday process. Failure is not fatal. If you fall off the wagon, get back up, dust yourself off, get back on the wagon. Failure is not fatal. It's just a stepping stone. It's just another form of learning. It's the courage to continue that counts, as long as you have the courage to face whatever problem you're having, whether that is falling off the wagon or having a hard time just getting on the wagon from the very beginning. It's the courage to take that step that really counts. That's the only thing that's going to change, is if you actually do it. Giving up on a goal because of a setback is like slashing the other 3 tires because you got a flat. That's just brilliant. Yeah. I don't know who said it, but so you get a flat, and then you're like, oh, screw it. And you take out your knife, and you pop the other 3 tires, and you just walk away from the car. I quit. Right here on the freeway, I give up. Yeah. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And you know what? People do it every day. They stumble, they fall down, and then they just lay there. Oh, I quit. What? A what? Even if you fall off a horse, if you don't get up, it's going to step on you.
Yeah,
so
right.
life is going to trample you if you don't move. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Will Rogers.
Yeah.
Which, if you just sit there, you will get run over. If you fall off the horse or the wagon or whatever, you have to get back up. You have to get back on, or at least get the hell out of the way, because life is going to run you over. If you are in your addiction, life is trampling you right now. It is running you over. You are not experiencing any of it. That's on you. The willingness to accept responsibility for one's own life is the source from which self-respect springs. That's huge. And by taking that step to get on the wagon or to get out of your addiction, that's the first step. Accepting responsibility for your own life, right?
And then every day afterwards.
It's accepting the fact that this is all you. You can only fix and change you. You can only drive your own train. Someone told me once that everybody has a tool shed, and that's where you keep all of your tools. And guess what? Your tools and your shed only work on you. They don't work on anybody else. You can't fix or change the people around you with your tools. They don't fit. Your tools only work on you. And until you jump up and accept responsibility for your own life, there'll be no self-respect to be had, because that's the source from which self-respect springs.
I know a lot of tools.
Me too. Most of them are in their addiction. Sorry. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It's really selfful. So if you were thinking, wow, if I make this all about me and I get out of my addiction and I move on and grow and change and learn and leave all these addicted assholes behind, that's not really selfish, is it? It's really selfful.
I've seen you so many times where you have set aside your own best interest for someone else's desire.
Or someone else's addiction.
Yeah, someone else wanted something, needed something. I've seen you do this with your kids a million times, where you thought that you were helping them and loving them, but really they were just being selfish assholes and you were giving in and you were hurting yourself.
Right.
It hurt so much to watch. It's like you felt you didn't deserve it.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. Three grand essentials in this life are something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. Joseph Addison. If you need to find your reason to be sober, look there.
Yeah, again, that's just life.
That's just life. Something to do, something to love, and something to hope for. They are the three essentials.